Hello everybody, hope you're having a lovely day today. My name is Silas, otherwise known as my parents' mistake. I'm driving down from my grandparents' house today, back to my parents' house, my dad's house. Oh yeah, when I was 13 years old, I decided I didn't know how to ride a bike, ate shit, and then broke my shit up in the process. Sorry if the camera is like really shaky. I have it like connected to my vent. Apparently my suspension is more shaky than an old grandma's hip. But anyways, let's just get into the story today. When I was 13 years old, my mom lived in a small quaint town in Ohio known as Bellbrook. If any of you know where that is or are from there, then that's wonderful. And that's kind of cool. And if you have no idea what that place is, that's not surprising, because the only thing almost interesting about Ohio was Jeffrey Dahmer. My sister and I, we would walk from the apartment down to this complex that had like Walmart, Lowe's, you get the gist, Dollar Tree. We decided to ride our bikes this time down there. We went to Walmart. It was lame as shit. So there's two paths to get to this Walmart, okay? So on the way back, we either go through a neighborhood or we go behind the Kohl's building that was there. If you go behind the Kohl's building, it is faster, right? Obviously, it's a dead straight shot. It makes perfect sense why it should be faster. And then you can cut through the neighborhood. Well, my dumbass decided to argue with my sister, saying that the neighborhood way was faster. I knew that it wasn't, but I wanted to win, I'm sure people understand that. I wanted to win that argument. I did not want her to be right. And so I was like, I will prove to you that this way is faster. I swear to you that this place is faster, that this direction right here is the way we need to go. She goes behind the Kohl's building, the faster way, and I go through the neighborhood. I knew that the neighborhood way was going to be significantly slower, so I started pedaling as fast as I possibly could down this fucking street, okay? I was probably cruising at driving speed down this road, okay? I'm not even lying to you. And I thought I was gonna win. And the second that thought entered my mind, my feet slip off the pedals and I'm running with the bike, literally running down the fucking street, going like 20 miles an hour. And then all of a sudden, I'm on the pavement, face kissing ground, concrete in my teeth, ass bleeding. But in all seriousness, I smashed against the concrete onto my shoulder really hard. It was a bad crash. And I got up and my bike was destroyed. The brake line was snapped, the handlebars were broken, the chain was broken, everything was fucked. Then all of a sudden this guy comes out of the neighborhood in his truck and I'm like I'm in the most embarrassed state ever. And he's like, dude, that was a gnarly crash, are you alright, man? And I'm like, yeah, I think. He's like, okay, I think your friend was down there waiting for you. And I'm like, no, that's my sister. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna go tell her you crashed. So he goes down there and he tells her. My sister walks back up the street. I pick up my bike, I get it out of the road, and I start walking down the sidewalk, and then the pain sets in. Holy! Every time I moved my shoulder, there was a clicking crunch sound. And it was bad. I couldn't lift my arm up. It hurt so bad. It was like this really deep ache. Like a growing pain, but times like 1,000. It was the worst thing ever. It was bad. And my sister's like, you're fine. You're fine. It's just a scratch. I'm like, right now, this is the closest thing to childbirth that I felt. Leave me alone. The next thing I do is I call my mom. And I'm like, I crashed my bike. I'm crying. Oh, I crashed my bike. And she's like, oh, you're fine. Suck it up and come home. We'll put an ice pack on it. And I come home, and the second I walk in, she's like, oh my God! And when that happened, I'm like, oh no, something's bad. What's wrong? Is my fucking arm 6 times its normal length? Is it out of socket? Am I missing teeth? What's going on here? No, none of that, but my whole head was covered in blood, apparently. And my ear was purple and swollen because I smashed my head on the ground. Then she started taking it seriously. And we tested my shoulder movement. I could move it, but I just couldn't lift my arm all the way in the air. And I had to sleep on my back that night, which was ass, because I normally sleep on my side, which was my right side that was hurt, which is the side that I sleep on. Great. Over the next couple weeks, it was getting better, but not in the way that, like, oh, like, it hurts less. Like, yeah, it didn't hurt as much. But what instead happened was my shoulder would just tense up as hard as possible for like a few minutes and then release and then tense up as hard as possible. And it was the worst pain ever, and it wouldn't stop. It would do it for hours before it would end, for days. And it was like, it wasn't for another maybe 3 or almost 4 weeks that my shoulder kind of like went back to like mostly normal. And it was awful. I probably should have went to the hospital or like the doctors or something, but you know, I didn't do that. So fuck. Moral of the story is, make sure you wear a helmet. But even then, sometimes when you wear a helmet, you're still gonna eat shit and break your shit up. So be aware. Still wear a helmet though, because I had no idea I hit my face. I could have gotten a concussion. I didn't go to the doctor. If you get in a bad gnarly bike accident, wear a helmet. Go to the doctor. Don't be like me. You know, don't try and just push through it because you think that you're cool. Don't do that. Not a smart decision. Could have broken my shit up. Right now I'm fine. Everything's good. But I mean, you have no idea. So yeah. Anyway, that's basically the end of my story. I don't know. Thought it would be kind of a fun story to tell. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe, comment if you want. I'm not expecting anybody to see this video, but if you do see it, great. Yeah. So I guess I'll see you guys later.